Welcome back. September is National Preparedness Month, and KGW has partnered with the American Red Cross and many emergency service providers to give you easy ideas to be ready if a fire, an earthquake, or a flood were ever to happen in your family. The campaign's called Keeping You Safe. And this afternoon, KGW's Nina Melhoff has more on what's at stake and why we often fall into what's called the common sense gap.
Flames came this close this past July, only about 200 yards or so. Colin Zilka showed us from his back deck when the Memaloose Park fire sparked up the bluff next to his home in Mosier.
So we thought, okay, let's not worry about this. Let's not wait for an evacuation. We packed a bag, grabbed the dog. We went up the driveway, and we got about halfway up the driveway, and a state trooper was coming down.
That trooper evacuated Zilka and his family in time. Their home was saved. But it got them thinking about emergency preparedness.
Packing the right bag, grabbing the right box of important papers, and having all those kind of things ready to go. You know, dog food and medicines and things like that. You got to have that stuff ready.
But still, most people are not prepared like that. For the huge earthquake the Northwest is due for. Steve Eberlein with the American Red Cross has studied the psychology of why we're not getting ready, and he calls it the common sense gap. He says it's because we don't see each other getting kits or water or first aid ready. It happens behind closed doors.
What actually happens is people's anxiety goes up, but they don't actually take action. Because you hear about the earthquake and then you look around. You go to work and people aren't talking about it. You go home, no one's talking about it. You go to your place of worship and you don't see people changing their behavior. So it kind of gives you the impression that everything's okay, or at least that I'm not doing anything wrong by not preparing. We want people not only to prepare, but to prepare as publicly as possible, because I believe the influence of the people you know is greater than the information that anybody can bring.
The first place to start, he says, water. You know what a power outage is like, but not a water outage.
We recommend having 1 gallon per person per day for 14 days.
Bonnie Cushman with the Regional Water Providers Consortium broke it down for us by containers you can easily find online.
This is a 15-gallon container, so roughly enough for somebody to have 1 gallon per person per day for the 14 days. So these two blue containers are 7-gallon containers.
Just start somewhere. Even old pop containers are great to store water in. Just replace with fresh water or fresh bottles every few months. All this month, our partners with the Keeping You Safe campaign will show you how to easily put together a food and water kit at home, how your workplace can be more ready for whatever strikes, planning an escape plan and meeting place with your kids, what to move in your house that could catch fire, and what kind of real damage we'll see when an earthquake hits. Nina Melhoff, KGW News.
And we have more ideas of easy ways to prepare for an emergency on our website. You can just go to KGW.